Right now, you're either a predator or prey. There's no middle ground. Prey waits for opportunities, hoping things will work out. They follow rules without questioning, hesitate on critical decisions, and react to life instead of shaping it. They work hard but not smart, always one step behind, watching others achieve the success they could have had. But predators create opportunities. They see through the noise, move with precision, and act before anyone realizes what's happening. They don't wait for permission. They control the game, dictate the flow, and force others to play by their terms, ensuring they win every time. High-level thinkers don't just work harder, they see reality differently, anticipate faster, and stay ahead while everyone else scrambles to catch up. They don't want you to think like a predator. From birth, you've been programmed to obey, doubt yourself, and follow the herd while the real players rewrite the rules to their advantage. The truth is, you were never designed to win in their system. You were designed to serve it. Right now, you're either in control or being controlled. Most people live like pawns on someone else's chessboard, blindly following rules they never questioned. They wake up, go to work, chase goals they didn't choose, and call it a life. But deep down, you know something's off. It feels like you're playing a game you never signed up for. No matter how hard you try, you're running in place. That's not a coincidence. It's by design. You've been conditioned to accept limits that don't exist, to chase success the slow way, while the elite move in ways you were never taught. But here's what they don't want you to realize: you don't have to play by their rules. You can rewrite them. The world's sharpest minds, fighter pilots, FBI agents, chess grandmasters, don't just have talent, they think differently. They see moves ahead of everyone else. They rig the game before it starts. And when you learn how they do it, you'll never see reality the same way again. This isn't theory or motivation. It's a tactical edge that separates predators from prey. If you don't master the predator's mindset, you'll keep falling behind. Let's start with a core truth. We absorb scripts from the day we're born. Your family, teachers, and media all unknowingly play their part, drilling instructions into your subconscious. They tell you to play it safe, work hard but not too hard, wait your turn, success is rare, money is scarce, and don't question the rules. You've accepted these scripts as truth, following an invisible path laid out for you, believing that if you just check the right boxes, you'll get ahead. But here's what they don't want you to see. That script wasn't designed to make you succeed. It was designed to keep you manageable. Look around. The real winners, those who control industries, shape world events, and bend reality, don't follow the same rules you were taught. They don't hesitate. They don't doubt. And they definitely don't wait for permission, because they know something you don't. The game isn't fair. But it can be rigged. Right now, your mind is cluttered with limits you never chose. You've been trained to hesitate, second-guess, and overthink. So every challenge feels like a new wall, every obstacle like a dead end. But if you can erase that hesitation, if you can see opportunities where others see barriers, if you can move with such confidence and precision that doubt isn't a factor, that's how elite minds operate. When a fighter pilot controls a jet at speeds beyond logic, he doesn't waste a thought on whether he can do it. He's programmed himself to push limits most can't fathom. His mind is clear, his focus absolute. When an FBI agent faces a life or death situation, he doesn't freeze. He doesn't let fear cloud his judgment or second-guess his intel. He trusts his process, adapts instantly, and takes control before anyone else knows what's happening. When a chess grandmaster sits across from an opponent, he doesn't see chaos, a crowded board, or options. He sees 10 moves ahead, already controlling the entire match while his rival is still reacting to the last move. When a world-class striker steps up for a penalty kick in the final seconds of a championship, he doesn't think, "What if I miss?" He silences the noise, quiets the doubt, and executes with machine-like precision. He's already scored in his mind. The ball is just following orders. When a billionaire CEO prepares to close a multi-billion-dollar deal, he doesn't hesitate or negotiate from fear. He walks into the room knowing he's already won, because he outmaneuvered his opponent long before they realized they were playing. When a surgeon operates in the critical final moments of a life-saving procedure, he doesn't let pressure consume him. He doesn't let panic interfere. He locks in, muscle memory takes over, and he executes with the precision of a sniper. And when an elite special forces soldier steps into enemy territory, he doesn't feel fear. He becomes fear. His mind calculates every possible threat, his senses heightened. Before the enemy even sees him, he's already won. This is the difference. The weak hesitate, the elite don't. The weak are swallowed by pressure, the elite thrive in it. They've broken free from conventional thinking. They don't play the game everyone else is stuck in. They see it from above. And now you face a decision, because the life you're living doesn't reflect your true potential. It reflects your programming. A script handed to you before you had a choice, running on autopilot, shaping what you believe is possible, what you think you deserve, and how you see yourself in the world. Realizing you can rewrite it might feel uncomfortable, even scary, because it means taking full responsibility for your reality. But the moment you accept you're in control, everything changes. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about transforming reality to your advantage. In this series, you'll learn the foundations of the predator's mindset, a way of thinking so powerful it erases hesitation, dismantles limiting beliefs, and makes confidence your default state. You'll discover how to see opportunities where others see obstacles, how to bend the rules of the game before anyone else realizes it's changing, and how to move with the precision and dominance of a grandmaster while everyone else struggles to keep up. This isn't just about winning. It's about never losing. You're about to step into a mindset where you don't just react to reality, you create it. By the end of this journey, you won't just believe everything is possible. You'll know how to make it possible. The rules of the game are about to change. Every road you drive on, every role you play, every choice you make is governed by rules. Some are obvious, like traffic laws or workplace policies. But the most powerful rules, the ones that shape how you live, are invisible, woven into your mind before you could question them. You've been programmed to follow them, to comply without thinking, to believe what's normal is what's right. But pause for a second. Who made these rules? Who benefits from you following them? The moment you start asking those questions, the game changes. Most of what you believe about success, money, and opportunity isn't based on truth. It's based on tradition, a script passed down from generation to generation. Taught in schools, reinforced by society, you're told to be realistic, fit in, wait your turn. You're trained to see risk where high-level thinkers see opportunity, conditioned to fear failure, while the elite use it as a stepping stone to dominance. This isn't because you lack intelligence or potential. It's because you were taught not to test boundaries. And when you don't test boundaries, you never realize they never really existed. The real winners in this world don't think like the masses. A fighter pilot doesn't panic when the skies turn against him. An average person would freeze, but he follows a different script, one built on precision, clarity, and control. He trusts his process while everyone else crumbles under pressure. A world-class soccer player doesn't play the game like an amateur. He doesn't chase the ball. He anticipates its movement, manipulates space, and forces opponents into checkmate before they realize what's happening. A billionaire investor doesn't think in terms of currency. He thinks in terms of leverage. While the masses work harder for every dollar, he positions himself to earn millions with one move. While most react to the market, he shapes it. A chess grandmaster doesn't see a chaotic board. He sees control, planning 10 moves ahead, while his opponent is still reacting to the last. A behavioral FBI analyst doesn't accept surface-level evidence. While others assume, he questions, challenges every detail, searches for hidden patterns, and finds what no one else can see. A high-stakes poker player doesn't play the cards. He plays the players. While amateurs focus on luck, he forces opponents into predictable mistakes, making them think they're in control only to pull the rug out at the perfect moment. A military general doesn't react to war. He controls the battlefield before the first shot is fired. While others react to chaos, he positions his pieces so victory is inevitable before the enemy knows what's happening. A Wall Street trader doesn't watch the news for stock tips. He moves before the headlines even drop. While the average investor panics, he exploits their fear, buying when they sell, selling when they buy. By the time the world catches up, he's made his fortune. A world-renowned surgeon isn't crushed by pressure. He thrives in it. When the operating room is tense, monitors blaring with life or death urgency, he stays calm, hands moving with machine-like precision. Failure isn't an option. An elite special forces soldier doesn't fear the unknown. He becomes it. In the dead of night, when the enemy rules, he's already inside their fortress. Before they know he's there, it's over. What do they all have in common? They refuse to follow invisible rules. They don't accept limits. They don't let the world define their boundaries. They don't ask permission to think differently. That's why they dominate. This is your moment of truth. The life you're living doesn't reflect what you're capable of. It reflects the script you've been running. But here's the secret: you can rewrite it. The moment you question the script, challenge what you've blindly accepted, you start bending reality in your favor. Most people won't do this. They'll stay convinced the bars are real. But a few wake up, break the script, and step into a reality where limits don't apply. If you're ready, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Because once you see what the rules really are, you never have to follow them again. By the end of this, you'll not only understand these hidden rules, you'll know how to dismantle them, just like the elite do in high-stakes environments. You'll learn the strategic thinking of chess grandmasters, how they anticipate and manipulate outcomes before opponents realize what's happening. You'll gain the emotional control of FBI negotiators, how they command every situation without breaking a sweat. You'll adopt the focus of fighter pilots, how they cut through chaos, react faster, and execute with precision when it matters most. Because once you see the bars of your cage, you can't unsee them, and once you realize the limits imposed on you, the doors swing open. Think about this: you decide you want a red sports car. Suddenly, you see them everywhere, on the highway, in your neighborhood, at the gas station. Did reality change? No, your brain did. What you just experienced is your reticular activating system, RAST, the powerful filter in your brain. It decides what grabs your attention and what fades into the background. It determines what's important, what's real, based on what you focus on. Most people go through life unaware of this. They think the world is just how they see it, never realizing they're only seeing what their brain allows. And that's the problem. If your RAS is programmed to look for obstacles, you'll find them. If it's trained to expect failure, you'll confirm it. If it believes opportunities are rare, you'll never see them, even when they're right in front of you. This is why the average person struggles, while high-level thinkers dominate. Look at an FBI behavioral analyst trained in profiling. Most people hear words, but they hear intent. They catch the flicker of doubt in a suspect's eyes, a hesitation, a shift in tone, clues the average person dismisses as noise because their RAS isn't trained to spot them. Now take a fighter pilot in combat. While an untrained mind panics, his brain scans everything. Engine noise, air pressure shifts, the enemy's subtle movements. He doesn't just react, he anticipates. His RAS filters out the irrelevant, keeping only what matters for survival and victory. Or a billionaire investor. He doesn't see the world like the average person. He doesn't watch the news and react. He sees patterns forming long before the public notices. He's trained his brain to recognize signals others can't see. This isn't luck, it's neural wiring. The elite train their RAS to filter reality in their favor. Opportunities, power moves, and winning strategies aren't just random events. They become inevitable. Here's the truth: your RAS is working right now, either for you or against you. If you see limits, struggle, and missed opportunities, it's because that's what your brain was programmed to find. But if you rewire it, if you program it like the elite do, you'll start seeing what others don't. You'll spot moves before they happen, anticipate, adapt, and control the game while everyone else is stuck reacting. And in this series, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Because once you master this, you don't just win, you can't lose. Right now, your mind is working against you, and you don't even realize it. Every doubt, hesitation, and failure you've experienced isn't random. It's a system running in the background, filtering reality based on limits you unknowingly accepted. Ever told yourself, "I'm bad at public speaking"? Suddenly, you notice every awkward pause, every uninterested face, every stumbled word. Your brain seeks evidence to confirm your belief. Now flip it. Imagine telling yourself, "I'm training to be a world-class speaker." Suddenly, your brain spots articles on persuasion, notices how confident people carry themselves, hears applause where it once heard silence. Nothing about reality changed, only what your brain lets you see. This is your RAS at work. It controls what you notice, what you ignore, and ultimately what you believe is possible. If you don't program it intentionally, it'll be programmed for you. That's what separates the elite from everyone else. Right now, your brain is either working for you or against you. Those at the top have trained their RAS to process reality in a way that guarantees success, while everyone else stumbles in blindness. Still think this is just theory. Look at how the world's most dominant minds use it every day. A champion poker player doesn't waste a second worrying about his cards. His RAS scans micro-reactions, tiny twitches in facial muscles, a subtle hesitation, an ear movement the opponent doesn't even know they're revealing. While the average player prays for luck, he creates his own. An FBI behavioral analyst steps into an interrogation room and instantly sees what others don't. While an untrained person gets lost in words, his RAS locks onto body language, micro-expressions, inconsistencies in tone, details that make suspects crumble. Most people hear answers. He sees the truth before it's even spoken. A fighter pilot doesn't fear speed. He owns it. While an average person would panic in the chaos of a high-speed dogfight, his RAS processes everything in real time. Engine vibrations, air pressure shifts, enemy movements before they happen. He's 3 steps ahead while his opponent is still reacting to the last move. A billionaire investor doesn't follow the news. He sees patterns forming before they hit the headlines. While the crowd panics and reacts, his RAS is tuned to long-term trends, spotting opportunities before anyone else knows they exist. By the time others catch up, he's already made his move. A world-class soccer striker doesn't just react to the ball. He anticipates the game. His RAS tracks the tiniest movements of defenders, reading their weight shifts, predicting their mistakes before they make them. While an average player sees the game, he controls it. A military general doesn't wait for war. He positions his forces before the first move is made. His RAS is tuned to anticipate threats, forcing enemies into vulnerable positions and ensuring victory before a single shot is fired. A CEO running a billion-dollar empire doesn't make decisions based on emotions or gut feelings. His RAS filters through massive data, pinpointing the critical insight that can make or break a company. While mid-level managers stress over small details, he's already mapped out the next 5 years. The difference between predator and prey is one sees what the other doesn't. Your brain is already filtering reality. The only question is your RAS working for you, or is it reinforcing fear, hesitation, and excuses? If you believe money is scarce, your RAS will block opportunities and only show evidence of struggle. If you believe success takes years, your RAS will overlook shortcuts and highlight barriers. If you believe you're bad at something, your RAS will show you every failure while hiding your progress. But what happens when you flip the script? What happens when you train your RAS to filter reality like the elite do? You start seeing what others can't. You predict moves before they happen. You find opportunities where others see dead ends. You create advantages in real time while everyone else is stuck reacting. And once you train your brain like this, the game stops controlling you. You start controlling the game. Now here's the mind hack, a 24-hour reality reprogramming. This isn't just an exercise, it's a mental war against every limit that's held you back. Once you do this, your days will be rewired to spot advantages, uncover hidden opportunities, and anticipate winning moves before anyone else knows they exist. Most people go through life half-blind, only seeing what their childhood programming allows. But here's how you override the system and install a new operating code designed for dominance. Step 1. Morning commands. Force your brain to hunt for what you want. Your RAS is like a heat-seeking missile, but it needs a target. If you don't give it one, it defaults to your fears, doubts, and distractions. That ends today. Right after waking up, command your brain, show me a new way to increase my income today. Reveal at least one opportunity to expand my influence. Make me aware of a hidden advantage I can use to get ahead. Don't ask. Command. Say it out loud. When you speak, your brain processes it as an order, not a wish. Step 2. Mental rehearsal. Thus install success before it happens. For 3 minutes, close your eyes and see it happening. If you want money, see a breakthrough idea hitting you. If you want confidence, see yourself handling pressure like a pro. If you want opportunities, see yourself spotting them before anyone else. Why? Your brain can't tell the difference between mental rehearsal and reality. What it sees, it creates. The Step 3 nightly debrief, as decode the hidden signals. Before bed, write down every clue you noticed, a random comment that sparked an idea, a gut feeling you usually ignore, a subtle shift in a conversation. Even if you didn't act on them, log them. This tells your brain, keep finding more. At first, it'll feel small, then it'll snowball. Do this for 24 hours and watch how your perception sharpens, how opportunities appear, how you start noticing what others miss. Because once your RAS is programmed for success, you don't chase opportunities, you attract them. Most people go through life with half-closed eyes, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. They accept whatever comes their way as fate or luck, rarely questioning how they can reshape the situation. Step into the predator's mindset, a state of focused intensity, strategic thinking, and bold execution that lets you shift from a passive observer to an active architect of your reality. This is the mental framework of the world's top performers, from elite fighter pilots to seasoned FBI agents to chess grandmasters who see winning moves where others see dead ends. At its core, the predator's mindset is about proactive decision-making. Natural predators don't lie around waiting for prey to fall into their mouths. They plan, stalk, and strike with precision. Similarly, a high-level thinker doesn't wait for external validation or the perfect moment. They create the conditions for their success. Take FBI negotiators in a crisis. They don't wait for a kidnapper to realize their mistake. They actively shape the conversation, planting subtle doubts, seeking leverage, and steering the outcome. They don't hope for a good result, they design one. Another hallmark of the predator's mindset is adaptability. A pilot facing severe turbulence mid-flight doesn't freeze or pray for clear skies. He adjusts altitude, checks his instruments, and trusts his training to navigate the storm. This ability to pivot under pressure separates the best from the rest. They stay calm, gather information, and act decisively to steer toward a better outcome. Think of a chess grandmaster facing an unexpected sacrifice from their opponent. Instead of panicking, they reassess the board, spot new patterns, and sometimes turn what looks like a disadvantage into a crushing counterattack. The best never lock themselves into one plan. They move within possibilities. A weak mind sees failure, a predator sees a new strategy. A weak mind waits, a predator acts. When a deal falls through, the weak see disaster, predators see a chance to repackage, pivot, and come back stronger. When a plan collapses, the weak complain, predators find the next move. When others hesitate, predators strike. To develop this mindset, start with intentional self-direction. Ditch passive language like "I hope" or "I wish" and replace it with declarations, "I will" and "I am." Each morning, set a clear goal. I will make significant progress on launching my new project. Or, I am sharpening my negotiation skills to handle tough situations. This simple shift in phrasing can dramatically change how your brain processes your goals. Suddenly, your RAS and emotions align with active pursuit instead of passive dreaming. Next, master the art of rapid situation assessment. High-level thinkers don't get stuck on one plan. They maintain a mental checklist of contingencies. When new data emerges, they cycle through questions. What's the opportunity here? For example, if your biggest client suddenly backs out of a deal, a passive mindset sees disaster. A predator's mindset sees a chance to pivot. Maybe it's an opportunity to redesign your service, find new clients, or negotiate better terms. By constantly asking, "What can I do with this situation?" you train your brain to find angles others miss. Finally, understand that execution is the lifeblood of the predator's mindset. No matter how brilliant your plan or detailed your analysis, it means nothing if you don't act. The best pilots train rigorously, but also log hours in the sky to hone their skills. The best FBI negotiators study psychology, but also step into high-stakes confrontations, applying their knowledge in real time. Your growth demands the same willingness to face risk and step into uncharted territory. It's not recklessness, it's resolve. Adopting the predator's mindset means you'll stop waiting for permission and start creating opportunities. You'll turn wishful thinking into deliberate strategic moves. Above all, you'll realize the difference between a good life and an extraordinary one often comes down to how actively you choose to shape your destiny. The hidden mental code that separates winners from the weak. Elite performers, whether on the battlefield, in high-stakes negotiations, or at the chessboard, aren't just smarter or faster. They think differently. They don't just react to what's in front of them. They process reality on a completely different level. How? Mental models. These are invisible frameworks that streamline decision-making, eliminate hesitation, and turn chaos into control. They're like high-performance software running in the background, constantly scanning for advantages, threats, and the next move. If you're not using them, you're already behind. How the elite think 10 moves ahead while you're stuck reacting. The average person sees one move ahead, makes a decision, and hopes for the best. The elite think in sequences. They don't just ask, if I do X, what happens? They ask, what happens next, and then after that, and what chain reaction follows. This is called latticework thinking, a mental model used by billionaire investors, world-class strategists, and chess grandmasters. A novice chess player focuses on the next move. A grandmaster calculates 10 moves ahead, forcing their opponent into a losing position before they even realize it. An average CEO reacts to the economy. A billionaire CEO predicts trends years in advance, positioning themselves so when the market shifts, they're already in control. A weak negotiator tries to win an argument. An elite negotiator manipulates the conversation so their opponent thinks they're winning while walking straight into a trap. How to install this mental model in your brain? Most people are playing checkers. It's time to start playing chess. The next time you make a decision, don't stop at what happens next. Ask, what happens after that? What ripple effects will this create? How does this play out 5 moves from now? Because once you start thinking beyond the immediate move, you stop reacting to the game and start controlling it. And that's when you stop losing. The OOD loop, the instant decision-making tool. Most people freeze under pressure. They hesitate, overthink, or act on pure emotion. The elite operate differently. They move fast, accurately, and always in control. One of their secret weapons is the OOD loop, originally developed by Air Force Colonel John Boyd. The OOD loop, observe, orient, decide, act, is used by fighter pilots, FBI agents, and top strategists to make instant decisions without getting stuck in analysis paralysis. When a fighter pilot engages in combat, there's no time to hesitate. If they wait, they die. So they observe their surroundings, orient themselves with new information, decide on the best action, and act immediately. Those who cycle through this loop the fastest win. In business, the weak hesitate when markets shift. The elite observe early trends, orient with new data, decide faster, and act before competitors even know what's happening. In negotiations, the weak react emotionally. The elite observe micro-reactions, orient their approach, decide the next psychological move, and execute before the other side can adjust. In a crisis, the weak freeze under pressure. The elite train their minds to process information in real time, make snap decisions, and stay ahead. This isn't just for fighter pilots. It's the difference between winning and losing in any high-stakes situation. The OOD loop is just one tool in the elite's mental arsenal. If you want to see what others miss and move faster, you need more. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is often the correct one. High-level thinkers eliminate distractions, reduce overcomplication, and focus on core truths. The Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, 80% of results come from 20% of actions. The elite don't waste time. They identify the critical 20% and invest everything into it. Inversion thinking, instead of asking how to succeed, ask how to fail. The answers reveal mistakes to avoid, clarifying the path to success. Confirmation bias inversion. Most people seek evidence they're right. The elite actively seek evidence they're wrong so they can adapt before it's too late. How to train your mind like the elite. Step 1. Identify your weakest decision-making habit. Do you hesitate, overthink, or react emotionally? Pinpoint what's cost you. That's step 2. Pick one mental model and apply it daily. If you freeze under pressure, use the ODA loop to process faster. If you waste time on pointless tasks, use the 80-day 20 rule to cut dead weight. If you overcomplicate things, use Occam's razor to simplify and execute. Step 3. Simulate before you need to. Fighter pilots run the ODA loop in training. Chess grandmasters rehearse board positions in their heads. The elite condition their minds to make winning decisions automatically. The weak react, the elite anticipate, execute, and stay ahead. If there's one hidden factor separating high-level thinkers like elite pilots and FBI agents from everyone else, it's their ability to stay calm and focused under extreme emotional pressure. While the average person might crumble under stress or act impulsively, top performers turn chaotic emotions into fuel for sharper decision-making. They don't ignore fear, anxiety, or doubt. They redirect these emotions to enhance performance instead of hindering it. This is emotional mastery. The art of recognizing, reframing, and redirecting your emotional energy to maintain control, even in the most chaotic situations. Most people collapse under stress. Their minds fog, their bodies panic, and they lose control. The elite don't just handle pressure, they harness it. When an FBI negotiator steps into a hostage situation, he doesn't feel fear, he controls it. He slows his breathing, locks in, and manipulates the room's energy. His mind is steady while everyone else drowns in panic. When a special forces soldier enters a combat zone, his heart pounds, adrenaline surges. But he doesn't call it fear, he calls it focus. He channels that energy into heightened awareness, making split-second decisions before the enemy even knows what's happening. When a UFC fighter steps into the octagon, his nerves aren't weakness, they're fuel. He's trained his mind to recognize pressure as proof the moment matters. Now imagine if you could do the same. As step 1, reframe your stress response. Stress isn't the problem, how you interpret it is. A weak mind feels fear and freezes, a predator feels fear and focuses. Rewire what stress means to your brain. Instead of saying, "I'm nervous about this presentation," say, "This adrenaline means I'm ready." Instead of saying, "I'm scared of failing this deal," reframe it as, "This is my moment to dominate." Fear and excitement feel the same in your body. The only difference is what you call it. Step 2. Tactical breathing powers. Our fighter pilots, snipers, and world-class athletes use a technique to override panic in high-stakes moments. Box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. This isn't just relaxation, it's a physiological command. It signals to your brain, "I'm in control." It stops panic before it takes over, sharpens your focus, and lets you think faster and react stronger. Use it before a big speech, in a negotiation, or whenever pressure threatens to overwhelm. Step 3. Relentless execution. No hesitation, no overthinking. You can have the strongest mindset in the world, but if you don't act, you don't win. A fighter pilot can't just study combat tactics, he has to fly. An FBI agent can't just learn negotiation techniques, he has to face real confrontations. A chess grandmaster can't just analyze theory, he has to compete against killers. Yet most people sit on knowledge and never execute. They wait for the right moment. Guess what? The elite don't wait. Grandmasters make moves under time pressure. Imperfect action beats hesitation. FBI agents pursue leads, some dead ends, some breakthroughs, but they keep moving. Billionaire investors make bold moves while others overanalyze. That's why they win. The moment you stop thinking and start acting, your mind rewires itself to dominate. Step 4. Use fear of failure to become unstoppable. Most people fear failure like it's the end of the road. The elite use failure as fuel. Every mistake is a new data point. Every setback is intel for the next attack. Every loss is a test until it becomes a win. If you've been hesitating, if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, this is your wake-up call. High-level players move first and adjust later. The weak sit back, overthink, and get left behind. You already know what you need to do. Now do it, because in this game, you either control or get controlled. As transcending perception, how to reprogram your mind like a high-level thinker. Let me show you a practical, tactical way to rewire your brain right now. Most people live on autopilot, running the same mental script on repeat. The key to breaking free. Transcending perception. A technique used by fighter pilots, elite soldiers, and master negotiators to think faster, clearer, and more strategically than anyone else. Step 1. Reality audit. Find the invisible chains holding you back. Where in your life are you following rules you never questioned? I need a college degree to succeed. Who said that? Some of the world's richest people never went to college. I need to work 9 to 5 to make money. Who told you that? The people profiting from your labor. I should wait for the right opportunity. Hey, level thinkers create opportunities. They don't wait for them. As action step, write down 3 rules you've blindly followed, then rewrite them. Step 2. Reverse engineer reality like a chess grandmaster. Grandmasters don't think 1 move ahead, they think 20 moves ahead. They don't react to their opponent, they set traps before the game starts. How does this apply to you? Reverse engineer the life you want. Instead of asking, how do I make more money? Ask, how would a billionaire think about money? Instead of asking, how do I get more confident? Ask, how do Navy SEALs train their minds for unshakable confidence? Instead of reacting to your emotions, control them like an FBI negotiator. Use emotions as tools, not masters. For example, the best negotiators don't ask, how do I win this deal? They make the other side feel like winning means agreeing to their terms. Ha's action step. Pick one area of your life where you feel stuck. Instead of thinking from your current level, think from the level of a high-performance strategist. What would they do? A step 3 command mindset. How do you bend reality to your will? This is where you flip the game in your favor. The average person hopes for success. High-level thinkers command it. For example, when a fighter pilot engages in combat, they don't think, I hope I win. They're trained to know they already control the fight, and because of that, they act with absolute certainty. That certainty becomes reality. When a master manipulator wants to control a conversation, they don't ask for power. They shape the entire discussion so they control the outcome from the start. Top CEOs don't wait for the economy to improve. They create economic opportunities and force the market to follow their lead. As action step. Stop waiting for permission. For any goal you've hesitated on, act like it's already yours and move accordingly. It's a done deal. Confidence isn't a feeling, it's a command. Final key, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You've just learned what most people will never figure out in their lifetime. Reality isn't fixed. The only thing holding you back is the mental script you've been running. But now you have the tools to transcend that script. You know the predator's mindset versus the prey's. You know how high-level thinkers bend reality to their will. You know how to rewrite the rules and play the game on your terms. Now there's only one question: what's stopping you from taking control right now? This is where everything changes. Most people wait for life to change. High-level thinkers change life. They don't ask permission. They don't wonder what might happen. They assume control, rig the game, and force reality to align with their vision. Let me ask you, what happens when a grandmaster plays chess against a beginner? The beginner reacts to the board, always on defense, responding to moves. The grandmaster decided the game's outcome before the first move was made. That's how the elite play life. While you're stuck reacting, they've already programmed the outcome. It's not magic, it's strategy. For example, when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he didn't follow traditional business rules. He created a new reality where fast delivery and customer obsession were king and forced the world to adapt. The best military commanders in history didn't just fight battles, they won before the first shot was fired. They controlled supply chains and strategy so meticulously that the enemy was defeated before they realized it. The top 1% of negotiators, leaders, and influencers don't persuade people. They set the stage so perfectly that others think it was their idea all along. Action step. In one area of your life where you've been playing defense, flip it. Instead of reacting to the situation, frame the outcome first. Act like it's already a done deal. How's ultimate cheat code? How high-level thinkers see the future? Let me show you something shocking. The highest-level thinkers in the world, chess grandmasters, billionaires, top FBI strategists, hedge fund managers, military leaders, all have one thing in common. They don't think in the present. They think from the future. Their secret. They live in their minds 10 moves ahead, scripting outcomes before they happen. Think of your brain like a GPS. If you don't set a destination, you'll go nowhere. If you set the wrong one, you'll end up in the wrong place. But if you set the right destination with a clear, precise path, you'll get exactly where you want without fail. For example, when a fighter pilot enters combat, they don't think, "What do I do next?" They've already visualized every possible outcome. Their brain is trained to react automatically to make the best move. When the world's best poker players play a hand, they don't think about the cards in front of them. They've mapped out their opponent's possible moves 5 turns ago. When Elon Musk decided to take on the auto industry, he didn't think about competing with Ford or Toyota. He envisioned a world where gas-powered cars were obsolete and built Tesla as if that future already existed. Action step. Pick one big goal, something you've wanted but feel stuck on. Map out 5 moves ahead. What obstacles might arise? What solutions can you prepare? Decide how you'll react before the problem happens. This is how you control the game before it controls you. As transcending reality, install a new mental operating system. Everything you've been taught about life is just a mindset framework. Those rules you live by, they're just software programs running in your brain. The good news, software can be rewritten. So let's install a new operating system. The Reality Transcendence System, 3 steps. Step 1, identify default programming. Which beliefs are keeping you stuck? I need to work hard to make money. Wrong. The elite build systems to make money for them. I need to wait for the right opportunity. Wrong. The best players create opportunities. I'm not smart enough to succeed. Wrong. Success is about leverage, not raw intellect. Step 2, override with stronger code, is install a more powerful belief system. Instead of, I don't have enough experience to start, upgrade to, I'll figure it out like every high-level player before me. Instead of, I'm not confident enough, upgrade to, confidence is built through action. I move first, think later. Step 3, reinforce the system daily. High-level thinkers do this every day. Morning visualization. See yourself living your upgraded identity. Daily execution. Surround yourself with winning energy. Eliminate distractions. Decide now to stop hesitating, make bold moves first, and adjust as you go. For example, Navy SEALs don't hope they'll stay calm under fire. They've trained their brains to react with automatic confidence. The greatest CEOs don't wait for market conditions. They assume success and force the market to match their vision. As action step, pick one limiting belief, rewrite it right now, say it out loud, feel it, lock it in. This is your new default setting. Is final shift once you see it. You can't unsee it. Docas by now, you've awakened to something most people will never figure out. Reality isn't fixed. It's a game that can be rigged. You're not stuck, you've just been playing by the wrong rules. Those at the top don't follow rules, they make them. Now you have two choices: ignore this and go back to life as usual, like the 99% who stay stuck, or apply this knowledge and start playing at an elite level. Here's the truth. The moment you start thinking and moving like the elite, the world starts bending to you. So the question is, are you ready to flip the game in your favor? Because the power is in your hands. The next move is yours. By now you're seeing what most people never will. But knowledge alone doesn't change reality. Execution does. This is where you separate yourself from the crowd. This is where you stop being a player in someone else's game and become the architect of your own. So make sure you don't just understand this, you become it. High-level thinkers don't wait for motivation. They don't waste energy on doubt or second-guessing. They don't hope for a break. They install new systems in their minds and run them until success becomes automatic. Here's how you lock in this new reality so it becomes who you are. Step 1: identity shift. Become the winner. Most people never change because they try to do different things while staying the same person. That's a broken strategy. For example, someone who says, "I want to be rich," but still thinks like someone struggling will stay stuck. The moment they start thinking like an investor, entrepreneur, or strategist, everything changes. A nervous public speaker stays anxious because they still identify as a bad speaker. The moment they adopt the mindset of a powerful orator, the anxiety vanishes. As action step, write down who you need to become. Not just what you need to do, but who. For example, I am someone who moves first and figures things out along the way. I am someone who dominates their environment instead of reacting to it. I am someone who controls their reality and never waits for permission. Repeat this until it feels real. Because once your identity shifts, your actions automatically follow. As step 2, install momentum, the secret fuel of unstoppable players. There's a hidden reason why high-level thinkers always stay ahead. They don't rely on motivation. They don't wait to feel ready. Instead, they weaponize momentum. For example, a train moving at 5 km/h can be stopped by a small brick. But at full speed, it smashes through a concrete wall without slowing down. This is how elite performers operate. They don't stop and start. They build momentum and ride it until nothing can stop them. As action step. Pick one action you can take immediately before your brain has time to overthink. Want to build a business? Make your first sale right now. Want to master a skill? Start training today. Want to upgrade your mindset? Eliminate one low-level habit right now. Momentum isn't about doing everything at once. It's about making one powerful move that starts a chain reaction. So step 3, the 24-hour rule. Just make change happen now, not someday. This is where most people fail. They say, "I'll start tomorrow." High-level thinkers never do this. They move now. Billion-dollar CEOs don't wait for perfect conditions. They move first and adjust as they go. Special forces don't wait for the right moment in battle. They execute fast and adapt instantly. If you don't act within 24 hours, your brain will talk you out of it. Action step: commit to one action within the next 24 hours. No matter how small, it's enough to prove to your brain that change is already happening. Step 4. Build an environment that fuels growth. Thus, even the strongest mindset will die in the wrong environment. That's why the world's top performers don't just work hard. They create environments where success is automatic. Elite athletes surround themselves with champions so their performance standards stay sky high. Top entrepreneurs eliminate distractions, so every moment moves them forward. Elite soldiers train in brutal conditions, so when real combat hits, they're ready. As action steps, look at your environment right now. What's keeping you small? Toxic people. Cut them out. Too many distractions. Eliminate them. Low energy habits. Replace them with high performance ones. If your environment is forcing you to be weak, change it immediately. The Step 5 Reprogram reality daily. That's make success your default setting. Winners don't hope for success. They condition themselves to expect it. The daily reality reprogramming formula, morning mental programming, 3 minutes. Wake up and visualize yourself living at your highest level. 5-minute power move. Take one action that reinforces your new identity, even if it's small. Nightly debrief. 3 minutes. Ask, did my actions today align with who I want to become? If not, adjust. For example, world-class athletes mentally rehearse their victories every morning. High-stakes negotiators program their mindset so they walk into every deal with unshakable certainty. The most successful people don't leave their future to chance. They create it through repetition. As action step, start this today. If you do this for 7 days straight, you'll start seeing reality shift in real time. As final key, you're either in control or being controlled. By now, you've seen the real game. It's painfully simple. You were never stuck, you were just playing the wrong game. Now you have 2 choices. Option 1, keep thinking the way you always have and get the same results. As option 2, step into the elite mindset, take control, and force reality to bend to you. This isn't about waiting. It's about flipping the game in your favor right now. Because the moment you stop following the rules you were given and start writing your own, you become unstoppable. Says Step 1. Your RAS filters reality. Your reticular activating system is the most powerful mechanism in your brain. It decides what you notice, what you ignore, and ultimately the reality you experience. Ever learned a new word and suddenly heard it everywhere? That's your RAS at work. Ever decided to buy a specific car and then saw it all over the road? That's your RAS tuning in. Here's how it works. Your brain is bombarded with 11 million bits of information per second, but can only consciously process about 40. Your RAS filters out everything that doesn't match what you believe is important. Your beliefs decide what your RAS lets through. This means your reality isn't actually real. It's just what your RAS has been trained to see. The problem: most people's RAS is programmed for struggle, failure, and limitation because that's what they've been conditioned to believe. Press action step. Rewire your RAS right now. Write down 3 things you want more of in life: money, confidence, power, success, etc. Every morning, say out loud, my mind is tuned to see SHIEX everywhere. Throughout the day, start hunting for any evidence that it's true. Your RAS will start filtering in new opportunities. For example, if you tell your RAS to look for money, making opportunities, you'll suddenly notice things you never saw before. Connections, ideas, hidden chances to win. Step 2. Quantum reality shift. The hidden science of manifestation. Here's a truth they don't want you to know. Your brain doesn't just filter reality, it creates it. Quantum physics has proven that the observer influences reality. This isn't theory, it's scientific fact. In the double-slit experiment, scientists found that particles behave differently depending on whether they're observed. This means consciousness directly impacts the physical world. Neville Goddard taught this decades ago. He called it the law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true will eventually become your physical reality. The world's most successful people act as if their success is inevitable, and that belief bends reality to match their assumption. As action step. Neville Goddard's reality shifting exercise. Every night before bed, Visualize your life exactly as you want it. Feel the emotions as if it's already real. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Drift into sleep in the state of already having it. This programs your subconscious to hunt for ways to make it real. Elite athletes use this all the time. Muhammad Ali would mentally rehearse his fights before stepping into the ring. By the time he fought, his body already knew what to do. Donald Trump has used this method for decades. He visualizes victory and speaks with absolute certainty. That energy shapes reality, even when the odds are stacked against him. Step 3. Control your energy. Why? Your frequency determines your outcomes. Everything in the universe is energy. You, money, success, power. It all vibrates at different frequencies. If you broadcast fear, doubt, and weakness, guess what? You attract more of it. If you broadcast power, certainty, and success, what happens? You pull it toward you. For example, studies on heart synchronization show that when someone enters a state of confidence and clarity, their electromagnetic field expands, influencing those around them. Las Vegas casinos use this principle against you, creating an environment of excitement and high energy to keep you gambling. If they changed the lights and music, you'd instantly lose interest. The truth is, the entire world is reacting to your energy. If you don't like what you're experiencing, change your frequency. KES Action Step Energy Shift Protocol. Stand up and move. Your body and emotions are linked. Changing movement changes emotion, period. Take deep breaths and imagine yourself filled with golden light. Sounds weird. Try it. Your nervous system responds instantly. Start speaking as if your success is already happening. Not "I hope," but "I am." For example, Warren Buffett speaks and moves with a certainty that makes investors trust him. That's why they throw billions at him. Top military commanders radiate control. Why? Because they know their energy impacts the troops below them. Your energy determines everything. Change it, and reality will shift with you. So step 4, final key. Become the architect of reality. You now have every tool you need to take control. Your RAS will filter reality based on what you train it to see. Quantum physics proves your focus literally changes reality at the particle level. Goddard and elite strategists use mental rehearsal to script the future. Energy is the hidden currency of power. Whoever controls their frequency controls the world. But knowledge alone does nothing. Execution is everything. Final action plan. Set your new RAS filter. Decide what your mind will hunt for. Use Neville Goddard's nightly shift technique to rewire your subconscious before sleep. Lock in your energy field. Move, breathe, and act like you already own the reality you want. You're no longer reacting to the game. You're playing it at the highest level. If you've made it this far, I want to personally thank you for your time. But let's be real, time isn't free. The question is, was this just another video you watched? Or is this the moment everything changes? Because now you have a choice: go back to thinking the way you always have, reacting, hesitating, or step into the predator's mindset and start controlling the game. If you're serious about this, if you really want to own it, here's what I'll give you: a free guide on how to unlock the predator's mindset, step by step. No fluff, no vague advice, just straight-up tactical knowledge on how to rewire your brain to dominate. Exclusive strategies I don't share anywhere else. If you thought this video was powerful, what I have in the guide is next level. Tools to outthink and outperform 99% of people, completely free. I'm giving this to you because if you've made it this far, you're not average. You actually want to win. So check the link below, grab the free guide, and take the real first step into this mindset. And if you found value in this video, subscribe now, because this is just the beginning. Like the video to lock this into your mind. Drop a comment below with 2 words: Game on, if you're ready to start moving like a predator, because in the end, there are only two types of people in this world, predators and prey. Which one are you? The next move is yours.